Hello everyone, so in today's video I'll be shining a spotlight on my most recent watch acquisition, the Grand Seiko SBGA413 Shunbun. Now this is essentially a series where I shine a spotlight on my personal purchases, so I've previously done similar videos on my Kurono Tokyo Toki, my IWC Mark 18 Le Petit Prince, my Heuer Monaco Tissot PRX Powermatic 80 by Raspberry 05, Santos de Cartier, Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue, and most recently my Ming 1709. So in today's video, I'll showcase my latest purchase, which is this Shunbun. So I recently graduated from university. I wanted to get a watch to commemorate the milestone. So I gave myself a budget of about 7,000 Singapore dollars. And initially, I was looking at a Rolex for my graduation watch, as many watch enthusiasts do. And I was specifically looking at the Datejust 16234. I went to look at a few examples, but unfortunately, I was unimpressed by the build quality, given the $7,000 price tag. Granted, the 16234 is a vintage watch, right? It's 20 to 30 years old, but I didn't feel good paying that amount of money for it. If I'm being honest, the main draw of the 16234 as compared to the more modern Datejust 36 counterparts was its lower price. I think that shouldn't be a deciding factor, as it would have been settling for something less, especially when it comes to a graduation watch. And also I turned my attention elsewhere and I actually chanced upon a YouTube video by Teddy Bordesa. I'll link the video somewhere up here. I was already following Teddy Bordesa because he frequently covers micro and independent watches. So I saw the video of this particular watch, the SBGA413 Shunbun, and I fell in love. I always wanted a Grand Seiko. It's common consensus, I think, amongst watch enthusiasts that Grand Seiko's level of finishing, let me bring this a bit closer to the camera so you guys can see it clearer. That Grand Seiko's level of finishing is better than, most in its price range, as Rolex, Hublot, whatsoever, and even measured ups, I think, to the Holy Trinity of Patek, AP, Vacheron. They are 4 or 5 times its price. Also intrigued by the spring drive movement, so you can see the second hands here, the spring drive watch, just gliding very gracefully across the dial. So I was really intrigued by the movement, the innovation of the spring drive, a proprietary technology that combines quartz and mechanical horology to achieve incredible accuracy and it's very smooth, as you guys can see, sweeping hand. It's something that is unique to Grand Seiko, and as a watch nerd, I've always wanted to own a spring drive watch. Of course, the most iconic spring drive Grand Seiko is the SBGA211, otherwise known as a Snowflake. It was arguably the watch that put Grand Seiko on the radar of watch enthusiasts when it was first released about 5 years ago. Unfortunately, it felt a tad too common for my taste. If anybody owns a Grand Seiko, chances are it's a Snowflake. And for years I lasted over the SBGA407, otherwise known as a Skyflake. I found the ice blue dial alluring, and it's a watch that was rarely seen in a while. However, it didn't really have the iconic 44GS case of the Snowflake, which encapsulated, I think, the brand's glamour of design. It was also a tad too dressy on the leather strap, and I felt it didn't possess the everyday versatility that Snowflake had. That changed when I discovered the SBGA413 Shunbun. It ticked all my boxes, it's a spring drive movement, a 44GS case, a textured, flake dial, a unique dial color that separates it from the rest of Grand Seiko's catalog. It's also a watch that's relatively uncommon, and I personally don't really know any enthusiasts, at least I'm friends with, that own this particular piece. I also love this titanium, case and bracelet, which really makes it very comfortable to wear. At 40mm wide, it's also a great size for my wrist. Honestly, it was love at first sight and wear. There are certain pieces that just speak to you, that you resonate with, and this, for me, the Shunbun, is definitely one of them. So let me briefly discuss why I love this watch so much. First and foremost, I love the pink textured dial. The Shunbun was first released in the US in 2019 as part of the Four Seasons collection, with this, the SBGA413, representing spring. I imagine it evokes the cherry blossoms that bloomed then, although I have no point of reference since I reside in tropical Singapore. Still, I found the pink dial to be eminently striking. It's a light pink hue that really morphs in different lighting conditions. And I really enjoy its subtlety. It's pink, but it's not like candy pink like the Rolex OP, right? It's also the first and probably only pink dial watch that I will own, which separates it, like I said, from the rest of my watches. There's also the brand's trademark Zairatsu finishing. So if I bring this closer, you can see the mirror polishing here on the hands as well as the indices. And it's all been finished at insanely detailed degree. I won't really be posting like macro shots here, but if you're interested, there are plenty of videos on YouTube that showcases the level of finishing of the Grand Seiko's watches. When I started searching for a graduation watch, I wanted to find a timepiece that resonated with, one that will remain in my collection for a long time. It's underrated, I think, by the mass market, but admired by true enthusiasts. In other words, it's a watch that you buy for the inherent beauty and craftsmanship, not one that you buy because of the hype, the brand name, or the market value. As such, I'm confident it's a watch I'll love for many years to come. Alright, and that wraps up this video. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, to share the video around, to comment below what you think of this SBGA413. Is this the Grand Seiko you want? And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Ciao!